The idea of joining the three shoulders in such a way the front panel will fall at the center is to make the inside and the outside of the sutana look neat. Can you see what I have on the shoulder line? You cannot see the traces of seam here. At the same time, on the wrong side, no traces of seam. So the seam is inside. That is in between the back yoke and the back panel. According to my promise in my last video on how to make a male sutana, that I will be releasing the final series of this video, which is how to construct a male celestial garment, popularly known as brother sutana. In this video, I will be fulfilling my promise by showing you how to assemble the pieces we cut out in the last video, step by step, to make an elegant brother sutana. So guys, in case you missed the first two parts of this video, never mind, because the videos have been linked up in the description box below this video. I implore you to subscribe to my channel so that you will be among the first set of people to benefit from my wealth of knowledge. Because on this channel, I upload fashion designing content regularly for both male and female, using pattern drafting, which is a world standard method in clothing construction. My name is Bolaji and this is Regi School of Fashion. Here are the pieces I cut out with the pattern we drafted in the previous episode. So I have two pieces for the collar. Here is the collar. Okay. This is the under collar and here is the top collar. Then I have the back yoke. This is what I cut out for the back yoke. Okay. So the next piece I have here with me is the side extension pieces. I also cut this in two, so I have two pieces for the side extension. Then here I have the pocket bag or pocket sack. So this is what I'll be using for the pocket. I have this in two as well because the pocket has to be on both sides. Then I have the sleeve cut out, two pieces for the sleeve, one for the left hand side and the other one for the right hand side. And I also cut out the bodies, which is the main bodies of the sutana, front and back. I have the back panel and I have the front panel. So these are the pieces I will be putting together to make an elegant brother sutana. In constructing a brother sutana, the first step is to attach the back yoke. This is the back panel and this is the yoke. Okay, so this is the right side of the back panel and this is the wrong side. The marked side is the wrong side. And also for my yoke, here is the right side of the yoke and this side is the wrong side of the yoke. So this is the wrong side of the yoke and this is the right side of the yoke. In attaching the yoke, this is meant to be on the right side and not on the wrong side. Okay, so the positioning is the wrong side of the yoke facing the right side of the back panel, like so. So this is the way the yoke will be. And because this is a celestial garment, I will not be applying a stitches on the right side like that of usual ways. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be turning this upside down. The neckline will be facing down. So you can see I have the marked points already on the back panel. That is where the yoke stops. Then the edge of my yoke will fall on that point. Then I will secure the two together with pin. This is what I have after pinning the yoke together with the bodies. As you can see, the yoke is in upside down. So I will be stitching on this part using 1/2 inch of seam allowance I added on the yoke. So I will stitch from edge to edge. So after stitching, this is what I have. Now I'm done with the stitching. As you can see, this is what I have after joining the yoke together with the bodies. So this is on the upside down, then I'll flip it up to align with the bodies. Okay, can you see what I have? So this is what I have on the right side. So this is the right side of my sutana. Okay, so the next step is to run a stitch around the neckline just to join the two together so that it can be together on the neckline area. So I'll be using half of the seam allowance I have on the neckline to join the two. Okay, I'm doing this on the right side. So what I'll be doing is what I'm showing you with my sewing pin. Can you see? So I'll just run the stitch around the neckline, holding the bodies and the yoke together. So once I'm done attaching the yoke to the back panel, the next step is to join the front and the back shoulder lines together. So this is the shoulder for the back and this is the shoulder for the front. So this is the right side of the back panel, the right side of the back panel facing the right side of the front panel. Okay, then I will position it like so, then move the yoke. You can see I have two panels for the back. This shoulder is for the yoke and this is for the bodies. Then I will take this to cover up the front panel. So the front panel will be in between the back panel and the yoke. Okay, so I will just take this together, then join with 1/2 inch seam allowance around. So now I'm joining the shoulders together, the front and the back panels. Okay, and this will be one side of the shoulder. Don't forget, this is a brother sutana, a male celestial garment. One side of the shoulder will be joined while the other side will be with plackets. So that is where the button and buttonholes will fall. So I'll be showing you in detail when we get to the point. So please take note when you are making a brother sutana or any male sutana, no top stitching. Okay, so after joining, this is what I have, and you have to join in such a way you will leave the allowance you will be using in attaching the collar, which is 1/2 inch. You leave it aside. You can see I did not join from the edge of the neck. Can you see? I measured 1/2 inch inward and I started stitching from the 1/2 inch point. So this is what I have after joining. This is the right side of the sutana. This is the wrong side of the sutana. The idea of joining the three shoulders in such a way the front panel will fall at the center is to make the inside and the outside of the sutana look neat. Can you see what I have on the shoulder line? You cannot see the traces of seam here. At the same time, on the wrong side, no traces of seam. So the seam is inside. That is in between the back yoke and the back panel. So this is the right hand side of the sutana. The right hand side of the sutana will be joined on the shoulder line, and the left hand side will be left like this. So this is what we'll be using in creating the shoulder placket. The placket is what we house the button and the buttonholes. After joining the shoulder, the next step is to join the sides together. In joining the sides together, this is the point the extension we cut out we have to come in. You can see I have two pieces of the extension cut out, one for one side and the second one for the other side. So here is the sutana. This is what I have, and this is the right side. This is the front, this is the front, and this is the back. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll take one of these extension piece I cut out, then position it right side facing the right side. So I cut mine to start on the armhole point. So wherever point you choose to start your extension, that is where you start stitching. So I cut mine to start on the armhole. That is why I'm stitching from the armhole point. Okay, so I'll be stitching by 1 inch seam allowance because I added 1 inch of seam allowance on the sutana and also on the extension. So I will be stitching this downward, okay, from the armhole down to the hemline. So that is why I'm pinning this together so that you can see how it looks like. Okay, so let's assume I've stitched this. So I've attached one side of the extension to the front, so I have to attach the other edge to the back panel. So in this case, I will just turn this. You can see what I did. I turned the sutana as a whole. So with this, the right side of the extension will be able to face the right side of the back panel. Then I will stitch the other side together as well, just the way I did on the front panel. So I will stitch from the armhole downward to the hemline. So I'm attaching the extension to the front panel of the sutana. So this is one side. Okay, so after stitching the front panel, this is what I have for the extension. This is what I have. Then I will be attaching this side of the extension to the back panel. So with this, I'll be able to make my extension and the back panel right side facing the right side. So I'm pinning the two sides together, and I will stitch from the armhole point downward and stops on the hemline. Okay, so now I'm attaching the extension to the back panel. Now I'm done attaching the extension to one side of the sutana. As you can see, this is what I have on the wrong side. This is the front. This part is for the front and this part is for the back. And I will turn this to the right side so that you guys can see it clearly. So this is the work of the extension by the side. You can see where the seam falls. The seam has moved away from the center. So the center will fall at the center of the extension. So with this, the two seams are secured. So I'll be repeating the same process on the other side of the sutana. The second piece of the extension I cut out will be attached to the front and back on the other side. Now I'm done attaching the extension on both sides of the sutana. Okay, so this is the wrong side of the sutana, and I'll be turning this to the right side so that you can see how it looks. Okay, so this is what I have. This is one side of the sutana. Here is the extension. This extension. Here is the extension, and this is the other side of the sutana, and this is the extension. Okay, so this is the shoulder line. This is the side I joined earlier. So the next step is to work on the other shoulder line. I said earlier that we'll be creating a placket on the other side of the shoulder line, which will accommodate the buttons and the buttonholes. Okay, so the first step is to take this and join it together. You can see the way we're having it. We're having it as the right side facing the wrong side. So as you can see, this is the bodice, this is the back panel, this is the wrong side of the back panel, and this is the right side inside. And this is the yoke. This is the right side of the yoke, and this is the wrong side of the yoke. Now I will be joining the two edges together like so. So I will be making this in an opposite direction. This is the original position, the right side facing the wrong side like so. So I will just open this up and fold it in an opposite direction. So with this, I'm still having right side facing the wrong side. So I'll be taking this together and stitch with 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm stitching with 1/2 inch because I added 1/2 inch on the shoulder line. So whatever inches you added as your seam allowance should be what you should use in joining. Okay, so I'll be joining this together now. So please, you have to pay a very close attention at this point. This is the most important part of this tutorial. So that is creating the shoulder placket. Shoulder placket is different from the center front placket. It is different from the sleeve placket. Okay, so this is settled, and I will be turning this to the right side like so, and you will see what I have. Okay, so this is what I have. Then I will push this out properly with the help of my scissors. So this is what I have after joining the shoulder lines together. That is the back shoulder line and the yoke shoulder line. So the next step is to work on the front shoulder line. You can see we have this settled already. So we have this left like so. So we have to work on this. So what I'll be doing is to attach an extra piece to these edges in order to finish it. Okay, so I cut this out the same length with what I have here, and the width is 1 inch. Then I added extra 1 inch to that. So that is 1/2 inch for both sides. So you can see this is on fold. If you are cutting on fold, what you will cut out is 1.5 inches. But if you are cutting it open like this, what you'll be cutting is 3 inches. So that is what I have. So this is what I have after fusing it with a fusible interfacing. It is a very soft one. You don't need the hard one. And I also give it a press and iron out the center of the placket. So I will be placing this like so. This is the front shoulder line. So this will be right side facing the right side, and I'll be stitching on 1/2 inch. So don't forget, I have extra 1/2 inch on this front shoulder line already. So I'll be stitching with 1/2 inch all around from the neck area to the armhole area. So now I'm attaching the placket to the front shoulder line. Okay, this is what I have after stitching, and this will overlap on the seam allowance like so. So I will fold in half of an inch extra I have left here. So you can see what I'm having is looking neat. You can see what I'm having is looking neat and beautiful. You can see how neat the placket is. So I will just make sure I have 1 inch all through before stitching this side. Okay, so if it is not up to, I will adjust and pin the side. Make sure you like this video if you are getting value from this tutorial. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and let me know at the comment section. Now I'm finishing the placket. I folded half of an inch inward to cover up the seam allowance like so, and I'm applying an edge stitch. This is what I have after finishing the placket. So this is the right side of the front panel, and this is how the wrong side looks like. You can see the two sides are looking neat. So the next step is to join this and this together. This is the back panel and this is the front panel. Okay, so what I'll be doing is towards the armhole side. This is the armhole side and this is the neckline side. On the neckline side, I'm not joining together because this is where the opening will be when putting on and off the sutana. So this side, which is the armhole side, is where the closing will fall. Okay, so this is how we are having the placket. This is how it goes. The back panel will overlap on the front panel like so. This way. Okay, then I'll be securing the armhole side with sewing pins. Okay, so then I'll measure 1 inch forward, 1 inch plus half of an inch, which I'll be using in finishing the armhole. Okay, so in total that is 1.5 inches. So I will mark 1.5 inches. So this is 1.5 inches. Then from here to here is half of an inch. So this is half of an inch. This is half of an inch. From here to here is half of an inch. Then from the half of an inch point to this point is 1 inch. So I will be creating a square stitch around this 1 inch just to make this and this stay together. Can you see what I have? So I'll just do this with my sewing pin so that you really get what I'm trying to do. Okay, so after stitching, I'm stitching on the 1 inch all round. I'm going this way from here downward to this point and to this part again, and I will have this open like so. I will have it open like this, very neat. See, okay, so that is what I will be doing right now. Now I'm finishing the armhole side of the placket. As you can see, I folded the back panel over the front panel. This is how it will be after construction. Okay, so I'm stitching like 1 inch part of here. I left half of an inch seam allowance, as I said earlier. This is for the sleeve attachment, and from here forward is about 1 to 1.5 inches. You can use between 1 and 1.5 inches. Then you make it a square, perfect square line. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm following the shape I have on that area. Then apply stitches all around the shape. So this is what we join the front and the back plackets together, and it will make it overlap. After joining this at the shoulder, this is what I have. You can see the shape of the square. Then this is what I have at the inside. You can see the inside of the placket is looking neat. Okay, so the next step is to apply a cross stitch on this shape. So I'll be taking from this edge, the stitches from this edge to this edge. Then I will take another one from this edge to this edge. So this will help this area to lay flat. It will not be bulky. Okay, this is getting flat already. Then I will pick on the other side from one angle point to another. Okay, this is settled. So I have both shoulder lines constructed now. Now that I'm done constructing the two shoulder lines, the next step is to construct the collar. So I'll be attaching the collar all around the neckline. So firstly, I have to construct my collar before attaching it to the bodies. So here I have two pieces for my collar. One is under collar and the other one is top collar. Any type of collar you are constructing, you must have a top collar and under collar. Okay, so the top collar is a little bit bigger than the under collar. This is because after joining this, I want to move the seam area away from the center of the neck. So with this, the seam will move inside. So the seam will not be showing on the collar or at the right side of the sutana. So that is why I made this 1/4 of an inch in width, not in length. The length are the same. The length are the same, but in width is a little bit shorter with 1/4 of an inch than the top collar. Okay, so if you don't know how to construct a collar, I have a well detailed tutorial on how to make a Chinese collar from the drafting level to the cutting of the fabric up to the construction level. How to attach the collar step by step are well explained in the video. The video has been linked up in the description box already, so make sure you watch the video after watching this particular one. The process are the same, the cutting and the sewing are the same process. The only difference is the shape of the collar at the edges, which I did not shape this particular one because it is a bishop collar. So once you watch the video, you will get to know how to construct this perfectly without any issue. So I will go ahead and attach this together. So I'll be constructing this and attach it to the neckline. So guys, this is what I have after finishing the collar. This is the right side of my collar and this is the inside of my collar. So can you see? And this is the placket. So here is the placket. This is how the placket will overlap. The buttonholes will be on this part of the placket, while the buttons will be on this part, and they will both overlap like so. Okay, so here is the collar. This is how the collar will go around the neck. Okay, so after this step, the next step is to attach the sleeve and also fix the pocket. In order not to make this video long unnecessarily, I'll be doing this off the camera. If you don't know how to attach a side pocket to a sutana, I have a well-detailed video that focuses on attaching pocket to a sutana. So in this video, you get to know how to attach the pocket, how to finish the pocket, and every other part of the pocket. The video has been linked up in the description box, so watch this video and you will get to know how to attach the pocket. Now to the sleeve side. As I said when I was drafting the pattern in the previous video, that you can either attach a basic sleeve to your sutana or a shirt sleeve. So the shirt sleeve will be with cuff, and because this is a basic sleeve, I just have it like so, and I added the hem allowance. Okay, so if you want to add a basic sleeve to your sutana, I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to draft a basic sleeve pattern, where you get to know how to construct the sleeve head, the side, and the opening of the sleeve. Also, if you are interested in attaching a shirt sleeve to your sutana, I also have a well-detailed tutorial on how to make a shirt sleeve. So when you watch this video, you get to know how you can attach your sleeve to your sutana, because I'll be doing this off the camera. The link to the videos are available in the description box, so make sure you watch them when you make your sutana to this point, so that you'll be able to complete your sutana. So I will be doing all this off the camera, and I will also finish the hemline of the sutana. Okay, so this is the hemline. I added about 3.5 inches to hem the lower parts. Okay, so then on the hemline of the sleeve as well, this is the sleeve opening. I will be turning this up to finish it like so. So after completing all this, I will be back to show you the final result of our elegant brother sutana. So guys, this is the final look of our male celestial garment. This is the pocket side. I've attached the pocket. This is the inside of the pocket, and this is the pocket opening. I also attached the sleeve. So this is what I have for the sleeve. So you can see here is the back yoke, this is the collar, this is the front side of the sutana, and this is the back side of the sutana. That will be all on how to construct a brother sutana. Let's meet in my next video, where I will be dishing out another valuable content from my wealth of knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and also like this video so that YouTube algorithm can like it too and show it to more people like you. Till then, always do remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.